It wasn't long in the development of early Christianity, around 400 years after Christ was crucified, before church leaders were dealing with a genuine moral dilemma when it came to understanding God. And a big issue was how and why it could be that an omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, and omnibenevolent God could allow for a world where there was so much clear evil. How was it that a living God could allow for murder, theft, and crime at a personal level, as well as war and famine at the societal level? Why allow so much evil and so much misery? It just didn't make sense to make often innocent people suffer and die for things God could easily stop.
It took about 500 years after the crucifixion for free will to find its way into official dogma supported by church fathers. It was cobbled together largely from retooling earlier Greek philosophy. This Greek philosophy predated the birth of Christ by 400 years. It is also well worth mentioning as we examine the fine print of free will that it appears nowhere in the Bible. As biblical proof apologists point to 7 short verses scattered about both testaments of the Bible, each a sentence or two long. Each one is within a context that say nothing this as being God granting free will. And somehow we are also asked to believe that those Greek philosophers were actually prophesizing what Christ's philosophy would be 400 years in the future.
So, free will functions well as a get-out-of-jail-free card. This 4th century church invention gets God, and by extension, the church off the hook for any choice or decision you make. It also means that lots and lots of people are also given license to make bad decisions that can lead to evil as well as massive suffering. In granting free will, God is sharing a bit of His abilities by giving humans the ability to make choices about future events. God gives us agency to make choices of good and evil, allowing each of us to weigh moral choices of what we feel is right or wrong. We are taught this is a blessing because without the ability to exercise our own moral choices, to have agency to make decisions, we would be little more than automatons. We would live our lives as robots pre-programmed to follow a script of life God has set out for us. And most people, without that sense of control, feel that life would be far less meaningful and rewarding. So, free will enables us to put a little spin on our lives, providing a sense of control where we feel we can direct and plan our lives. It also means we can influence events in our future, as well as influencing the lives of others with our choices and decisions.